Yeah, so I'm Prometheus CK, and I moved to this place. I live in Mae Sot in Thailand, near close to the Myanmar border, and I moved to Mae Sot maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I moved to this particular building about 2.5 years ago, and it's just right on the river, right near the bridge where the legal way to cross the river, and I would see lots of these long lines of people, like trains of people, like crossing the river illegally. And a lot of my neighbors are working, doing smuggling. And there were lots of Burmese crossing the river, and then there were lots of Chinese, Indians, Africans. I saw lots, hundreds every day. I didn't say much, but it was about a year and a half ago that I saw the police came and they asked me, "Is there any Chinese people in your house?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any people in my house." And so then we started trying to look for them because they had reported that they were locked inside a house, and we could see a video that they took from inside the house. And we found them, and they were locked up in one of my neighbor's houses. And that was kind of the beginning. And then, they had called me. My neighbors had called me to translate because they can all mostly only speak Burmese, and I speak Thai and English. They said that there was a Korean guy on the street who needed help, and I went there, and he was a Chinese Malaysian, and he had been beaten. He had an IV hanging out his arm, and he was just trying to get to the immigration. He wanted to go home. He wanted the police to take him, and he was so afraid that they would be taken back, that the police would take him back to Myanmar to these scam compounds. And I was talking to him, and I called some officials over that I knew, and I was like, "Well, the immigration's closed, so I'll get permission to take you to my house, and in the morning I'll take you to immigration." And he was like, "Okay." So we started walking in, and he was like, "No, this is the place. This is the place." And I live in the old factory grounds of the Jaguar manufacturing complex. But I want to, let me get into that for a second. This used to be a stainless steel manufacturing place that made like pots and pans, but there's a lot of buildings here. It's a big land area. There's quite a lot of other kinds of buildings here, like housing buildings, and there's still the old factory here, but the factory's moved, but the building's still here. And there's a lot of groups that operate here because it's a very low income area. A lot of groups operate here that do human smuggling and human trafficking, and but it's not only here, because Jaguar doesn't actually touch the river, so you have to go through Thai people's house, and there's a lot of government officials, there's a lot of local Thais that are involved, and it's not just migrant workers who are crossing the river. There's a lot of people who are being kidnapped and taken across the river without consent, and beaten and shocked and tied up, and I've seen it. And that guy was terrified. He didn't want to come in here, and I was like, no, I've helped many people who have escaped these scam places. And the police came and got him while we were walking in, and I was like, "He's afraid that you guys are going to take him to Myanmar." And they didn't say anything, but I'm sure they did. They took him to the police station. But it was about a few months ago that I saw in front of my house. I saw a group of guys that were like, they were getting ready to do something. And I was like, "I want to watch this." And I've got cameras up. I had quite a bit of cameras up at the time. And they pulled this guy out of the car. He was a tourist, and he was speaking Chinese. They pulled him out of the car. They shocked him. They took him over to the river, and I saw the whole thing. And I was like, I thought they had put him in the trunk of a car, but they took him to the river. And I had heard for the 2.5 years that I've been here, since the beginning, I'd heard people were being tied up and taken across the river. And it's been hundreds of tourists that have been kidnapped. I mean, from my calculation, it took me only reviewing my video only very carefully one day to see people tied up. Because although I've been here for a long time, they don't do it out in the open. They do the normal smuggling out in the open, but the kidnappings, they try to hide it. They like park the cars very deep inside, so you can't really see them. But pretty much everyone who's involved in the smuggling is somehow complicit in the kidnappings. They will laugh, they'll joke around, they'll watch, they'll help pick them up and move them to the cars. So for me, I've seen it all. I've seen all the videos. I've seen them all. They all say, "Oh no, that this guy's got a gun," but they're sitting there laughing, drinking with him. And making money with him, and they don't care. So for me, all of them are involved in the human trafficking, every single one of them. And there's so many government officials involved making money out of it. There's so many people that are involved, like the houses at the river. So this is what I'm doing. This channel is all about me fighting with these guys. And it's one person, because nobody else wanted to get involved. All the police I called, they didn't want to get involved. Everybody didn't want to get involved because there's so many people involved that are officials. And it's me versus the army, versus the police, versus the kidnappers. It's basically hundreds of people that I've been fighting with. You can see so many videos of me being taken away, and just people coming to try to interrogate me, all kinds of stuff. And basically I've had to do all this by myself. I put all the money out by myself to buy everything, all the things I need to do, and to go after these guys. And they've threatened to kill me, to cut me up into pieces. They have tried to get me arrested, tried to get fake charges put on me, tried to get me kicked out of the property. Everything they've tried to do. So many things. There's been multiple plots against me to kill me. And it's just only me. I'm fighting them by myself.